Welcome to Women at Halftime podcast, but not just for women, for you men too. If you're at mid-career or the halftime of life, our inspirational topics are not only fun, but also meant to help you maximize and write your next chapter. Right here with me, Deborah Johnson.
Well, hello, Deborah Johnson here, and it's a pleasure being with you today on this great subject, what is love? And this show is released on Valentine's Day. And I thought it was a good question to ask, what is love? I've also released the sheet music and the MP3 recording track for if you like to perform the song, you can get that now as a download, and the video for the song, What is Love? So I thought it was a very appropriate subject to approach. Also, it's just an interesting subject. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to delve into it just a bit today as we look at that question. What is love? Well, what is love? Does anyone really know? Valentine's Day is a day mostly focused on expressing love. And love is many things. It's an emotion that motivates us. And love is an expression of affection. And most importantly, love is a mindset that we should choose often, not just on Valentine's Day. Our spouses, our kids, and our friends usually become people that we could choose not to love, but we love them anyway. And do we know why? And many times it comes down to a mindset that we choose. One of the words that describes love is affectionate. Now, affectionate means showing, indicating, or characterized by a fondness or a love, caring, or fondly tender. Some people are more affectionate than others. So if someone's outward displays of affection means a lot to you, well, you can use that word to let them know how affectionate they are. Now, the love for a baby makes most humans pretty affectionate, with a sudden need to cuddle and to squeeze. Well, this can also be true of a puppy or a kitten. One of the songs I originally wrote for my musical Czarina is What is Love? And I've included the lyrics and the video in the article that goes along with this podcast. Nicholas and Alexandra of imperialistic Russia were two young lovers and future leaders, totally unprepared for the task of leading a country rife with strife, and dissent. There was intense division, fear, and threat to the life that they imagined that they would live as a couple. As seen from love letters that they wrote to each other almost daily, even back in that time, they married for love, not just position, which was really unusual for the time. Most of these marriages were arranged. As the story unfolds, we'll talk about a couple things about that love, about the presence, the power, and the purpose of love. So the presence of love. After marrying and having 4 daughters, the only son and future heir of Nicholas and Alexandra was disabled with hemophilia. What is love now had a whole new meaning for their family. Alexandra's intense love, devotion, and fear, it was attributed to the growth of her vulnerability. It was her acceding to adverse influence that would eventually destroy their whole family. And if you followed this at all with Rasputin and with that whole story, you can understand how. Psychologist Kendra Cherry says that love is a set of emotions and behaviors characterized by intimacy, passion, and commitment. Now, intimacy it's a feeling of closeness, and it's most often used for the physical closeness of spouses, but it's also very emotional. Now, the most common forms of intimacy include physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects. All of this leads to passion, a strong emotion, which for secure relationships, it includes dedication and or commitment. And now that commitment involves care, closeness, and protectiveness, attraction, affection, and trust. Love can vary in intensity and can change over time. And it's really associated with those range of positive emotions with happiness, excitement, and life satisfaction, and even euphoria. Remember the times when we're dating and we fall in love, but it can also result in very powerful negative emotions such as jealousy and stress. And some of us know this as well. Let's talk about the power of love. One of the things that seems to be true about love is that it causes humans to make someone else a priority. Love will motivate us to be willing to sacrifice our needs for the needs of someone else, that's very powerful. Love will shift our normal preoccupation with ourselves, which is very natural and normal, to make room for focusing on the needs of another person. Now, according to the Urban Dictionary, now this is a dictionary which is intended to enclose some of the terms for slang or cultural words not typically found in the English dictionaries. Well, according to this, that love is giving someone the power to destroy you and trusting them not to. Wow. Giving them over the power, and then you trust, well, you're not going to destroy me with this love. And within relationships, whether a spouse, colleague, or friend, gaining and retaining that trust stands as an essential factor for keeping that power of love strong and vibrant. Wow, that's an important phrase and principle. And when that trust is broken, this is when many marriages, friendships, and even business relationships, they are broken. The song, The Power of Love, some of you listening, remember that song? It's co-written and originally recorded by American singer-songwriter Jennifer Rush in 1984. And it expresses that even though she's frightened, she's ready to learn the power of love. Now, the song became even a bigger hit when sung by Huey Lewis and the News in the film Back to the Future. I remember that well. And it was also recorded by Celine Dion. In fact, she made it very popular for many of us who were singing it. Some of her songs. It was a great song to sing. And with the power that love holds, it is hard to fully describe why it holds that power. It's an emotional giving up of that decision to love someone. So what about the purpose of love? Why? Someone once said, love is nature's way of tricking us into reproducing. I thought that was interesting. That phrase does make sense, as generation after generation have propagated and produced ever-growing populations in our world. Well, it's hard to understand the law of attraction in a romantic relationship. I mean, why does it happen? But according to psychologist Zick Rubin, romantic love is made up of 3 elements. Now, I never thought about this when I was dating my husband, but it's interesting. First of all, attachment. Well, this is the need to be with another person and the desire for approval and physical contact. Now, even going back to Nicholas and Alexandra, they longed to be with one another. And that happened when I met my husband. Second, caring. Well, this is valuing the other person's happiness and needs as much as your own. And it's not only seen in romantic love, but love for a child. We give up some of our rights for sleep when we have that new child. And it's the kind of love it takes when a parent gives up even an organ to keep a child alive, like a kidney. Well, lastly, there's intimacy. Intimacy is to share private thoughts, feelings, and desires with another person. And this takes, this takes honesty, vulnerability, and trust. And to develop a deeper love requires a mindset to implement all of these elements. Love not only changes our thoughts, but it really affects our actions. Well, there's also another important element, and I want to approach self-love. Some people have a difficult time expressing any sort of love relationship because, they feel unworthy or undeserving. And with a society full of messaging that could make one feel not good enough, as comparing to other people, everything, especially on social media, it's important to take a step back and journal and realize the wonder of each individual, including yourself. Bitterness, hate, and jealousy, it can easily spring from a person who hates who they are. And for those in this camp, and maybe you might be one, take stock of the wonder of the physical body with how you were made, with close to 213 bones, 7 vital organs, many other organs, but the vital ones, our heart, our breath, our mind. And a mind can think and move faster than most any computer, even with AI. And for that, it takes surrender and the belief that you are worthy of love. So to answer the question, what is love? Start with that mindset of loving yourself. And it's not being selfish. It's just really accepting who you are. And then look all around you for love and you'll find it. Now, I'm just going to speak the lyrics of this song, What is Love, that I wrote so many years ago and that I've just put out so you can now download it. What is love? It's a sweet surrender. Love. It seems to set things right. Faith that the one sitting near you soon will also see the light. What is love? It's the fuel of emotion. Love, it'll jump on a whim. I will risk almost all that I'm feeling on a hope that lies deep within. Deep within my heart is a love I desire, a love that grows through the years and never dies. There is love in a heart of stone, and no one wants to be alone. If we're true to what we really need, love will set us free. What is love? It's never far away. Love, it's strong when passions fade. If we look all around, we'll see. Love is everything we need. Deep in my heart is a love I desire, a love that grows through the years and never dies. Love, 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 love. What is love? It is a sweet surrender. Love, it seems to set things right. If we look all around, we'll see. Love is everything we need. If we look all around, we'll see. Love is everything we need. And what a great message for today. It's a great message for you personally. It's a great message for our world. And those words are often just spoken, but are they believed and are they internalized? Again, go back to loving yourself, knowing who you are, and then give that love to someone else today, this week, this year, this century. What is love? Thank you for joining me, Deborah Johnson. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter because you can get every article, including the one that comes with this, and you can get all the videos, you can get all the links. goalsforyourlife.com/newsletter. You can also reach me at deborahjohnsonspeaker.com. I do take a certain number of live engagements, DJ Works music, and lots of music available all times of the year. Thanks again for joining me. It's been such a pleasure, always an honor, and I will look forward to being with you again next time. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us. It is because of our wonderful listeners like you that we keep going strong week after week. We'd love it if you'd share and follow us to not miss a single show and even write a review. You can also find all of our articles, products, and links at womenathalftime.com.